Hello, my name is Stain Anime, and I recently did a Black Ops 6 review talking about Call of Duty and just the multiplayer aspect of Black Ops 6, and it got me thinking that a lot of these newer games just aren't as fun as the older ones, and there's many reasons for it, but it just got me thinking as to, why am I even playing Call of Duty anymore? And I think it's because of all the memories of the older Call of Duties, and maybe one day uh, this game will achieve what it achieved back in the day. And a lot of the things that made Call of Duty what it is just isn't here anymore. And especially if you're someone who is an older person like me. I mean, I'm not retirement home old yet, but I definitely was able to play those games in its glory days. So when I'm playing these games now, it just doesn't feel the same. And a lot of it is, you grow up, you get older, and the people that you used to play that made the game fun just don't play anymore because life, things you gotta do what you gotta do. But the game itself just isn't what it used to be. Getting better at the game, farming achievements, even playing ranked back in the day was actually entertaining. Like Black Ops 2 ranked was something I'll never forget, but I would never play ranked in Black Ops. I would never play ranked in one of these newer age Call of Duties. It's just a waste of time upon a waste of time. You're already wasting time playing this game. Yeah, this might be a little bit of a rant of just how far Call of Duty has fallen. I would say Call of Duty used to be a much more social game for me. I used to play with my friends, and when we would go to different places or different schools, we would still be connected through Call of Duty. We would all still want to play the game. And nowadays everyone is growing older, and kind of games are kind of falling out of their life. And of course that makes sense, but for the people that still want to play Call of Duty, I think they wouldn't even want to play these newer age Call of Duties even if they could, because it's just not fun anymore. The same nostalgia, the same things that made the game fun are just completely not in this game anymore. And maybe that's for the best because there's a new generation coming up, and there's they want different things maybe from the past generations. But I do think a lot of these newer games just miss the mark of just being fun in general. They're just kind of your run in the mill shooter game, and I don't think that's what Call of Duty used to be. I mean, it used to be way more fun than that. You can do a lot of things in Call of Duty, and it just doesn't hit the same anymore. I do think that the 1 year cycle of Call of Duty definitely plays a big role in its regression as a game as a whole, because I think back to Black Ops 2 and Modern Warfare 3, and then I think about it and I'm like, why didn't I spend more time on these games? Like, I went to the next game immediately after, and it was just, I was a kid. You don't really think too much when you're a kid. You just see the next game and you want it. But in reality, especially now looking back, I really wish I would have spent more time on Modern Warfare 3, on Black Ops 2, on a lot of these games that were fundamental to why I even enjoyed a lot of these games. They were fun to play, they were fun to grind, they were fun to get better at, and the next year they would just basically throw away the old game, even though, like I said, you could have still played it, but they basically wanted you to be on the next game, for their greed. And I think as the years go on and the Call of Duty's multiply, it just gets worse and worse. As in, they keep trying to change things that they don't need to change. Like they started in 2019, bringing this system of every season they would hold your levels, and then no one cared about prestiging. Like it just doesn't make any sense to me. They take a lot of the things that made Call of Duty good and fun and enjoyable just to replace it with something they think is fresh and new. But at the end of the day, they would come back 2, 3 calls later and bring back the same thing that has always been a part of COD until they decided, oh, let's do something different. And I think a big reason why Call of Duty is just not what it is because of all the little changes that nobody asked for. Because at the end of the day, nobody asked for these things, and I'm sure there are changes you can make to keep a game fresh. But I think listening to the community on what they want and what is good and what has been good this whole entire time is way more beneficial to a game's success than just changing things for the sake of changing things. And I think Call of Duty has gone through so much changes that what it is now is just not, and it probably never will be what it used to be. Of course, we could talk about skill-based matchmaking, but that is kind of boring. Everyone knows that that sucks. And I do think if they made good maps, if they made well-designed guns that, you know, you don't just use one gun for the whole year. If they design, I don't know, other fun things in the game, that skill-based matchmaking would still suck, but uh, the game would be better. It wouldn't be terrible, to play it over and over and over again. If all these other things were good, and if the game was taken care of, it actually works, no bugs, good maps, stuff like that, the game would be good. Skill-based matchmaking would just be the only problem. But if you have skill-based matchmaking as a problem and all these other things, it's just like, why are you even playing this game? And that's kind of where I've gotten to, even though I'm probably still gonna play the game. But that's how addicts go. But I do think that Call of Duty definitely used to be more fun, but we are where we are right now, and can't really do anything about that. But yeah, that's kind of the end of my little rant here. I'm kind of a new YouTuber, so it might not be the greatest video, but I'll continue to work and continue to get better. And if there's any advice anyone who's gotten this far into the video can give me, I'd greatly appreciate it. But yeah, later.